Zhang Chunhe was born into a noble family renowned for its loyalty and devotion to the Han Dynasty. From a young age, she was rigorously educated, not only in the etiquette expected of noble women but also in literature, poetry, and the art of understanding human psychology. These teachings formed her strong, insightful character and helped her face the turbulent political environment that would define her life in the years to come. Her intelligence and beauty quickly drew the attention of powerful families, and ultimately, her family arranged for her to marry Sima Yi, a brilliant strategist of the time known for his ambition and calculated nature. When she first heard of the arranged marriage, Zhang Chunhe felt a mixture of excitement and anxiety. Although she knew little about Sima Yi, she sensed that her life was about to undergo a significant transformation. On her wedding day, surrounded by ceremonial music and an air of solemnity, Zhang Chunhe and Sima Yi became husband and wife. They had exchanged few words, but their first gaze created an inexplicable connection. Sima Yi, a quiet, contemplative man, had an intense fire in his eyes that Zhang Chunhe could see would drive him toward immense ambition. With her intelligence and sensitivity, she soon understood that her husband would not be content with a modest position but would aim much higher in his quest for power. Accepting this as her path, she resolved to support him as his loyal partner. As time passed, Zhang Chunhe became not only a devoted wife and mother, but also an indispensable confidant to Sima Yi, assisting him in crucial political decisions. Late at night, under the dim light of the study, they would often sit together and discuss strategies for the battlefield as well as ways to confront rivals at court. Zhang Chunhe would not merely listen but sometimes offer sharp insights, adding fresh perspectives to Sima Yi's plans. Her profound understanding and sensitivity to human nature made her a trusted advisor. Even if unofficially, to Sima Yi, Zhang Chunhe was not just his wife but a fundamental part of his political ambitions. The tranquil life they shared was shattered when Cao Shuang seized power, marking a dramatic shift in the court's atmosphere. As the highest authority, Cao Shuang grew suspicious of Sima Yi and many of his close associates. Sima Yi feigned illness for years, concealing his true strength to avoid Cao Shuang's suspicions. Throughout this period, Zhang Chunhe shouldered the burden of safeguarding the family, orchestrating their affairs with precision to ensure no one inside or outside the household would suspect her husband's intentions. She discreetly instructed the servants to be cautious in every word and action and frequently altered daily routines to preserve the secrecy of Sima Yi's plans. One night, sitting alone in the study, Zhang Chunhe lit a candle, letting the dim flame illuminate her resolute face. She understood that if they did not act, her family would remain subjugated to Cao Shuang's power forever, never to be free. In that moment of clarity, she held a sword she had prepared, engraved with the words, "Reunion in life and death." She placed it beside Sima Yi, and with quiet determination said, "If my lord does not act, we will forever remain pawns, forever under the control of others." Her eyes gleamed, like a torch burning in the darkness. Her words reignited a spark in Sima Yi, one that would set in motion a covert coup they would carry out together. With the plan laid out, Zhang Chunhe maintained absolute secrecy, even from her own children. Every night, she quietly oversaw the final details, ensuring no error would jeopardize her husband's plot. On a stormy night before the coup, Zhang Chunhe visited Sima Yi one last time before he set out. She handed him the sword engraved with "Reunion in life and death," a solemn reminder of the path they had chosen. She held his hand, looking directly into his eyes, and said words that Sima Yi would never forget. "We stand together, or we fall together." The coup succeeded, and Sima Yi regained power, freeing their family from the threat of annihilation. However, after this victory, Zhang Chunhe began to notice a change in her husband. He became colder, more distant, no longer the man she had once loved. As he immersed himself in politics, he did not shy away from ruthless tactics to solidify his position. A quiet sadness arose within her as she wondered if the path they had chosen was truly worth the sacrifices she and the family had made. As Sima Yi delved deeper into his quest for power, Zhang Chunhe chose to remain silent, fulfilling her duties to her family and children with quiet resolve. But she could not escape the sense of loss as the man she had loved seemed to slip away. Once, when he returned from a battle, she gently asked, "Is there still room in your heart for peace and happiness?" He gave a faint smile, said nothing, and walked away, leaving her alone with a hollow feeling in her heart. In the final years of her life, Zhang Chunhe endured in solitude, watching her children follow their father's footsteps and plunge into the endless struggles for power. She could only care for herself, keeping her health intact, and hoped one day she might find inner peace. But one night, she fell gravely ill. Sima Yi returned to her side, holding her hand as he had once done. But now his touch felt distant and cold. In her final moments, she whispered, "Don't forget what we once had." She passed away peacefully, but it was said that on certain late nights, Sima Yi would stand alone before her grave, his gaze distant as though searching for something he could never retrieve. The life of Zhang Chunhe ended as a symbol of loyalty, courage, and sacrifice. She left behind a legacy not only for the Sima family but also for her era, a tale of love, loyalty, and bravery amid the brutal power struggles of the Three Kingdoms era.